And we are here with your CEVO MLG Season 7 Pro League first matchup of the doubleheader tonight, which will be eLevate versus Tempo Storm. And they're going to be on map number 1, which will be Cash, starting shortly as we're waiting for one more player to connect, then 4 to ready up and get this underway. And eLevate will get their side choice, and it will be, we're assuming anyways, they should pick CT side.
Yeah, I mean, I think this map is fairly balanced, and I think there's a lot of opportunities for both sides to get rounds on this map. But generally speaking, a lot of teams will just pick CT side first regardless, even if the T side is maybe more opportune or slightly favored, especially for eLevate as a team. They really do perform pretty well on T side on this map. Typically see them being able to pull out, 8 to 10 rounds on T side pretty regularly from at least their domestic play. When we've seen them play against Method and against Tempo Storm actually on this map very recently, where they 16-5'd them based off of a very strong T side. I think they had 10 rounds or something like that on the T side. So, yeah, I still think they would start CT side first, though. And hopefully they can just, I would hope they could at least just get, 7 or so rounds just to make it a comfortable half. That way they can close it out on T side in the second. But we'll have to see if Tempo Storm can put up a good T side, get their 8+ rounds. They would have a chance still, even though they did suffer a huge loss in this map recently to this team.
Yeah, hopefully that's not what's going to happen tonight. Hopefully it's not horrible losses. Hopefully this ends up being a really good tight game between these two teams. Maybe Tempo Storm learned something from what they had going on against eLevate the last time these two teams saw each other in a different league. But who knows? And I mean, you do have the addition tonight, anyways, of Shazam. So we're going to have Shazam, Hades, Glorens, Rix, and Stan will be your 5 for Tempo Storm. And of course, your eLevate starting 5 will be Rush, Storm, XP3, Roka, and Desi. So it's going to be interesting. This will be my first look with Shazam on this roster.
Yeah, I've seen him play. I don't know if it was an ESA or ESL game with this team or if it was a CEVO game. I can't remember recently, but I've seen him play, and he had a couple of good maps and a couple of poor maps, so it's kind of like a neutral performance so far with Tempo Storm, but we'll see. I mean, while he did definitely struggle with Cloud9 and struggle to kind of prove himself to be like an elite operator in NA compared to the likes of some of the big names we see like Skadoodle and then Peter and some of these other guys, he still has value. I mean, he still does have good aim. He still can be that explosive, aggressive guy. Really, his biggest issue has just been decision making, especially in clutch situations. Was really his downfall. As far as skill goes and aim goes, he can be still a really good player. And I think he definitely can help out a team like Tempo Storm, who's kind of a middle of the pack professional team. Not up there in the top 4 or whatever, but still a middle of the pack trying to fight to break into that level of play.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because one of the big criticisms going out of where Shazam was rostered was his play kind of started to slide a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see if he can pick that back up and play at the level we've seen him play at. Because definitely one thing, people are like, oh, Shazam shouldn't be on C9 initially. I remember there was a lot of talk of that. He doesn't really belong there. And I mean, at first, we're watching him play, and he was absolutely amazing when he first joined C9, and it started to slide down a little bit. So hopefully Shazam tonight is able to pick that back up, play back to the potential we expect Shazam to play at, and have a really good, outstanding game tonight, and really push the envelope here against eLevate.
I mean, the thing is Shazam definitely had his games with Cloud9. I mean, I remember whenever they made that crazy comeback against TSM on Nuke and Katowice group play. A lot of that was, yes, Shroud played really well on the upper bomb side and CT side in that game, but, I mean, Shazam played a really good game that game against TSM on that Nuke comeback. But then you'll turn around and watch how he played against VP on Inferno from the CT side where he struggled in that same tournament, or, the overpass game against TSM where he also struggled. So it's one of those things where he definitely can have good games at that level of play, but he struggled to find consistency, and I think his decision making had a lot to do with that, even though he had the raw aim or skill to be a good operator in the NA scene. But yeah, maybe with Tempo Storm he can be on that middle of the pack team, he can work on his form, and then maybe one day he can propel himself back up to that level again. Who knows? We'll just have to kind of sit back and see, but I think he still does have value, especially on a team like Tempo Storm, who's like an up-and-coming team. At least Shazam has some experience to bring to the table, some lessons that he has learned.
Wow. Pre-game right there, Hades with a pretty nice shot there, even though it was only pre-game. It's still one of those shots that you're like, I'm just staring at the screen, talking, and then I see that, and I'm like, oh, all right, that was good. But yeah, I really like this setup here. I like Stan a lot. I like Rix. I like Glorns a ton. I do like Hades quite a bit. And the entrance of Shazam plays a little bit different of a role here. I mean, Shazam should be their main opera at this point. We expect him to be opping. Hades can also back up op and has main op for teams before. So it's going to be interesting how fast, or if ever, we will see the double op look come out with Shazam and Hades.
Well, this is definitely one of the maps on CT side where you could definitely see the double op being broken out, splitting the op, one aggressive picking B, one playing like the quad area at the A bomb site. Definitely a map where the double op can be used effectively, especially on the CT side. So yeah, it's definitely possible you could see that.
I would like to see that come out, and I want to see what we're going to have counter-wise coming from eLevate here to try and counter that double op look. It's going to be interesting, but I mean, definitely the favorite going into this would be, in my opinion, eLevate. And prediction-wise, honestly, with Tempo on Cobble, I think this will be a 1-1 game because Tempo on Cobble.
I think I could see. I mean, eLevate, I think, has cash for sure. No, hands down. I don't see Tempo Storm winning this map. But Cobble's up in the air to me. I think it's maybe kind of a 50-50 for me on who's going to win Cobble. But I would definitely pick eLevate to be the favorite here on cash. So long as they can get something going on their CT side. That's where they've struggled, is their CT side on this map. Their T sides are usually quite good, good for 8+ rounds. But it's their CTs that have lacked at times. So we'll see if they can pick it up on CT side this time around.
So into round number 1, eLevate versus Tempo Storm. eLevate will be CT side. Tempo Storm will be your T-sided team, and Rush will open it up. Stan is right there to answer. Same with Shazam. Both getting frags. Looks like they're going to grab another one onto Rush, and that will make it a 4 versus 2. But Desi should be able to pick up Glorns here, able to take him out. And that's going to be Stan getting that bomb planted. So it's going to be a 2 versus 3, 2-man retake at the A bomb site.
Yeah, it's going to be, up to Storm and Desi to see if they can't retake here. Both sliding in from CT spawn, but Rick's holding down the forklift quite well. We'll take out Desi, leaving Storm all alone. He's trying to attack in the quad, but can't do it. And just a good pistol round there from Tempo Storm. We saw eLevate start off nicely with that aggressive pop flash and A-main, the initial pick from Rush. But, that attention being drawn to A-main, basically gave up mid. Rix was able to slip through the highway, get a couple of kills in tandem with Stan, and pretty much shut down the A-bomb site. So a good pistol round there from Tempo with a good A split through mid.
So now into round 2, we're going to see... yeah, kind of an armor pistol coming from eLevate. 3 of their players armor pistol. A C257s, a P250, and then Rush and Desi both going with scouts here. So it's going to be interesting if they can make something happen with those. XP3 out mid into a gun battle with Shazam. So far, all going in favor of Shazam at the moment, as XP3 goes down to 53. And Shazam only going down to 84, but Stan takes a dink right there from a scout. Actually, not even a dink, just a good shot from it. And Shazam does eventually win that gun battle out in middle, giving Tempo Storm that 1-man advantage and free reign towards the A bomb site, as it will pull a rotate from A to mid to pick up the slack from XP3 going down.
Yeah, I'm surprised XP3 challenged like that at mid with the pistol. I'm surprised he didn't have one of those scouts since he was playing that passive mid. But regardless, we are seeing Desi at least being able to pick up something with it. But at the same time, Tempo Storm coming into A, but not comfortably. They've lost a lot of HP in this process, but luckily they still do have the 3v1 at the end of the day. So yeah, just a second round win for Tempo Storm. You saw they try to invest in some scouts, and they just couldn't do enough damage with it. Like I said, kind of surprising not to see XP3 with it at mid, even though he was just challenging Shazam relentlessly from connecting to mid garage like that with just a pistol. I think if he would have had one of those scouts, he probably could have gotten Shazam as much as Shazam was challenging with that SMG.
So into round 3 so far, everything has gone in favor of Tempo Storm. I mean, not very many frags on the eLevate side at the moment. 4 in total, 2 belong to Desi. Rush and Roka collecting the other 2 between them. And into round 3, it's going to be another save coming from eLevate, or at least an eco round, and it is a outright eco. No, there's P250 out there. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was one. Yeah, I thought there was an outright full eco, which we don't really see anymore, at least in Counter-Strike Go. Full saves don't really happen. It's usually at least just a pistol upgrade, but Desi changes it up, is able to get a P250 in his hands, so they will not be on full eco this round.
Yeah, they're stacking B with 3 right now in like an aggressive checker setup. And Tempo Storm not falling for it. You know, they're playing real slow, real passive, looking for aggression, just, you know, not committing to anything. They know that a stack is very possible, especially on a round like this where you know they invested a lot of money in the last round. So they're definitely saving this one most likely. And that's always the greatest chance that you're going to see a gamble type stack play. And so Tempo Storm just, you know, being really meticulous here, just kind of, you know, checking things out. Ricks and company will come in, but they will split the checkers, and they're able to check everything there. Shazam getting a couple of kills, but Storm still hiding in this corner, only able to get 1, though. So they weathered the storm there, Tempo Storm did. No pun intended, of that eco stack.
I like the counter boost right there, forcing Glorens back up into the vents, able to check his flank, takes down Roka. Now it's all up to XP3. He is going to be into a 1 versus 4 situation, and it's looking not very winnable at the moment as he's down to 26 HP right there in CT spawn. He's just hanging out, waiting for anyone to get aggressive. Nade gets thrown in his direction. He tries to get the frag. The nade surely would have got him, but Hades will escape with 47 HP, eventually get the frag, and that will be 3-0 Tempo Storm.
Yep, so I guess the Tempo Storm weathering that second round obstacle and then, you know, being able to clear through that stack on the eco round. But we'll see the first guns come out to play here from eLevate. M4s across the board here. No op or anything like that for XP3. So we'll see what can happen. Rush and Roka usually going to be the guys playing over on that A side that you're hoping for to hold things down. Desi will be the anchor at B. And you'll see, you know, eLevate switch between mid aggression like this where they have 3 players strong at mid to start off with Rush playing aggressive vents. Or you could see some passive play here and there too. But Hades will just slip through the smoke at mid garage, take some damage, but remains alive for now at least. Challenging Rush in the vents, but Rush will peek out and grab that frag. And so far, like the emphasis on mid here from eLevate has panned out.
Yeah, eLevate getting aggressive, getting their way into that vent. That will be Rush, as Dust just said, taking down Hades, which is going to help out a ton here. Going into the first full buy round, eLevate would definitely like to start things off on the first gun round, being able to collect around and get some frags in their favor, start to build up their economy. Because dropping this, and Shazam takes down XP3 on the headshot at the bottom of the highway. And that is going to even it out at a 4-on-4 now, as it's looking like we're ticking down on time. And it's going to force Tempo Storm into a push, but a touchdown grenade there from Glorens removes Rush from the round, who was already weak anyways. So 1 player in this bomb site defending. Desi goes down to Glorens, and Ricks with another frag. So Roka all by himself on the long rotate from the A bomb site. Will be 1v4, bomb planted B, and he's going for the save.
Yeah, he's definitely saving this M4 here, and that was a little bit different. Usually you do see Rush kind of play over on the A side with Roka, but they actually, you know, had him boost into vents and just kind of play more of a mid presence that round. And Storm, who you usually see more towards the B bomb side, was actually playing towards mid connector. So definitely just kind of a shift in personnel, trying to give Tempo Storm a different look, and it panned out to start with when Rush was able to get that initial pick on the Hades at mid. But you saw Shazam pop off a nice op shot there at mid, and then they used a fire to clear Rush out the vents, trapped him in checkers, got him down as well. Kind of isolated Desi inside the B bomb site. And Desi may be overextended a bit on his peak while he's still waiting for his team to rotate heaven, but regardless, it was just a good play from Tempo Storm, you know, isolating players and taking them, never giving basically a 1v1 except for that initial, you know, death from Hades at the beginning.
Yeah. So 4-0 for Tempo Storm. And eLevate economy, that was exactly what I was talking about. They would like to start something going in their favor. I'm not going to be able to do it this round, and Roka actually getting a little aggressive here. Still, actually, from the save, still going to be able to hold out, try and get something going into the round. Did buy more utility, though, so he is forcing a little bit of money into the round, but he has evened out his economy with that at 2,500 still, so it's not bad. Even the economy with his team, maybe be able to get a couple frags here, drop some rifles for his teammates, try and come out on top in an eco round.
I like how they're surrounding Roki. They want to be able to recycle that M4 if it goes down. You can actually see how they're pushing forward to get scouting information for Roka. They're trying their best to get Roka in the best position possible to make this M4 effective, as it's their only tool they have. But he immediately goes down, but that's okay. Storm there to pick it right back up, as I was talking about, that recycling ability. And they do, in fact, turn it into an equal trade. Definitely still does favor Tempo Storm as they're looking to shift their presence over towards the A side. But they're boosting Desi up with this M4. I like this play.
Yeah, now they're going to boost Desi up into the fence. He has the M4 now. He will be the fast one through mid if they need it, and it looks like the terrorists are working in that direction towards the A bomb site. They're going to drop a Molotov in the back of the quad box. Nobody is quite there to catch Rush as he has to rotate out. Flashbangs going in. Rush and XP3 will be defending that bomb site with just pistols in their hand. Desi gets taken down from behind. Ricks will be on the lurk. Shazam and Glorens taking this down to a 1 versus 4. Now a 1v3 as Storm's able to gain some traction, able to get a secondary one also, but Shazam right there around the corner will take him down. That makes it 5-0 Tempo Storm.
Yeah, so once again, Tempo Storm just playing the anti-eco very well. I mean, there was some aggression at B, but they played far back enough to not allow that to get them too off guard. They kept it equal at 4-on-4, and then eventually just worked in with a nice A execution there, kind of catching a player by himself with only his support kind of at highway. And some good smokes and stuff to block all that rotation off and secure the round. So now it's 5-0 start. As you said, we do finally see the out coming out to play for the eLevate side with XP3, and then, of course, everyone else is now fully bought on M4. So this is eLevate's next chance to try to make a stand here on the CP side. A side that they have definitely struggled on this map. While their T sides are usually pretty solid on this map, their CTs have been kind of weak here recently, so they need to, to pick it up if they want to put themselves in position to win in the second half.
So into round 6, no frags just yet. Shazam has the op out, of course. XP3 using the op here for eLevate, trying to make something happen. He's going to be over at the B-bomb site. Shazam, the number 9 man, will actually be over towards mid, towards the boost now, just waiting to see if he can get anybody aggressive out mid. But this round, not looking like anybody from eLevate is contesting very hard. You still have Desi over there behind the sandbags, though, just waiting if anyone's going to force up, and Rush is going to be in the vent. He is now burned out of it, has to drop down, almost gets caught. The timing on that was almost perfect for Stan to try and drop him as he goes. But Storm over there at the headshot box will remove Ricks and continues to try and gunfight as Glorens is right there. Hades turns his back and is taken down. Checking the outside, will get punished for it as Glorens works his way through. Can he get Rush? Able to get Rush. XP3 will be right there with the op, and he's able to get that frag. Now, roll reversal here as Shazam's last one left, and capitalization from eLevate will take the round, making it 1-5 Tempo Storm.
Yeah, Tempo Storm was using Shazam to spot mid. He wasn't really seeing anything, and then they cleared out the vents, which is the main point of contention that eLevate has used to contest mid, has been those vents, and they used the fire to clear that out smartly. And they know that Rush fell back off the vents because a B player spotted that. So they thought that mid was a bit more clear than it actually was. I mean, Storm just being able to peek on top of that smoke at the highway box, and they had Desi playing the sandbag. So they still had 2 players cross-firing mid, and I think they thought it was a bit more clear than that based on, clearing out the vents with fire and not Shazam not really spotting much with the Zop on the boosted spot. So I think they just got caught a bit off guard by the presence that eLevate was kind of hiding basically over at the mid side, and it worked out real well.
So into round number 7, eLevate would desperately love to string together some rounds here, make it 2 in a row for them, build their economy back up, as they were having to do a few rebuys there. And as you can see, the best looking money player on eLevate at the moment is only Roka with 4,100. Desi does open the round up, taking one down. XP3 also answers. Desi able to get a secondary frag. Can he escape? No, Ricks is there for the trade out finally, but that's going to leave Stan and Ricks working their way into the B-bomb site. Smoke goes down for CT. Storm is right there around the corner. Flashbang goes down towards headshot. Stan won't check it. Feels he's fine and gets taken down by Storm, and Rush on the cleanup will remove Ricks. That will make it 2-5 Tempo Storm.
I mean, Tempo Storm was committed to B the whole time. They had no presence anywhere else on the map, and they kind of just, gambled on that. They thought that was going to be their execution. They really had no other options, and when they went in there and Desi, kind of catches them off guard with a couple of frags from the balcony, that pretty much slowed down everything. I mean, completely crushed the play that Tempo Storm was trying to make. They were fully dedicated to that site, and they immediately lost 2 players right off the bat. And now they're going to be forced onto a save. And once again, they're gearing up for some type of B attack here. As they are going to be smoked off for now, so this is going to slow them down a bit, but I assume as soon as the smoke dissipates, they'll rush through, or they may not even wait at all. No, they're just going to rush through the smoke here and try to get into the B-bomb site. Storm playing, up, and he's isolated. There was really no one else there to support him, actually, so Tempo Storm will be able to get this bomb planted at the very least, and they have a 4v4 post plant.
Yeah, good touchdown grenade coming from Desi. Here comes the retake attempt, though. It will be a 4 versus 4, 4-man retake now. 4v3. Shazam is able to trade out a frag there before he gets dropped. Glorens with the pistol will gain a frag, and XP3 is going to work his way up. Glorens very low. XP3 will get the 2K. Here comes the defuse. He has a kit. He will easily get this off, and that's going to be 3 rounds in a row for eLevate, but Tempo has to be happy with the fact that on an eco, they forced 3 rebuys, and they were able to get a bomb plant.
Yeah, like I said, they were able just to catch Storm by himself in the B bomb site and work in and get that kill. And, you know, when they planted the bomb, they still had 5 up. It was, you know, a Desi grenade that brought it back to that 4v4 for that retake you saw. And Tempo Storm was actually still trading pretty well at the end of the day and made that round kind of dangerous. They almost won it, but, you know, eventually XP3 and company were able to come through and close it out. And now eLevate finally, you know, have some rounds on the board. They've won the last 3 in a row, actually. Even though Tempo Storm had a great start to the half. So maybe we're finally seeing that life out of eLevate they need to get back in this game. As Storm will get aggressive at B once again, catch and stand with the grenade out. And so I like it. eLevate, you know, changing the pace. They've been really passive at B most of the game, and there they got a little bit aggressive, and it paid dividends.
Yeah, they're able to get a good read, get some good information outside the B bomb site, know that at the moment it's not a gigantic threat outside of it, but they're still going to play 2 there just in case there's a rotate back in that direction. XP3 will win the battle out in mid against Shazam. That will make it a 5-3 now, as Tempo Storm is having to try and figure something out, and it looks like they're going to try and split their way into A. One man going to go mid. That's going to be Glorens trying to fight the up. Can he take down XP3? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. XP3 wisely will back up and just wait it out. And actually, the Highwayman backs up into the bomb site due to a call from Roka. And the number 1 of Rush, as Roka is able to take down one. Still there fighting. It's going to be 2 men trying to enter the bomb site, and Glorens will go down. So now it's all up to Rix, and he is easily mopped up by Roka. 2K for Roka, 2K for XP3, and that's 4-5 Tempo Storm.
Yeah, XP3 able to get that op established over there at mid this time around. Shazam, you know, actually really for the first time in this game, kind of getting outpicked. He's actually been quite successful early on this half, but XP3 got the better of him that time around, and you know, the rest of the team over on eLevate, over on the A side, able to shut that down as well. And so it forces Tempo into kind of a broken buy here. I mean, Shazam only on a Tech 9, Hades with just a Galil. So not the most comfortable buy by any stretch of the imagination here for Tempo Storm, as it looks like they're gearing up for A right off the bat. And you know, this is kind of odd, and this is actually where Tempo Storm has been the least successful, is when they commit to a side execution right in the very beginning of the round. I mean, they have no map control anywhere else. They have no fallback options, so they pretty much just bank on this one execution that they decided on in the first 10 seconds to work. And they're going to go for it here as they pull into the site, but Rush and Desi just shutting it down very quickly. Roke also chiming in from quad, and there you have it. I mean, I much prefer Tempo Storm's other style of play, where they try to exercise some mid control and it actually has some options, instead of just kind of putting all their chips on one side of the map right in the very beginning of the round.
Trying to force that issue into the A bomb site did not work out for them. That's actually going to be 5 rounds in a row for eLevate to tie the game up at 5-5. And as you can see, Tempo Storm did not have the greatest economy. No ability to get an op out onto the board. So they're actually going to go with a pistol armor by this round. And, well, some of them are armoring, actually. Excuse me. Rix with body, and he's out of the way. Glorens with head armor and a deagle. And, the wave of deagles continues again tonight. Lots of teams going with the deagle recently, trying to make that 1 magic happen. And there is Hades removed out of the Roka room, as Storm's also able to get a frag. That leaves Glorens and Shazam. And of course, Glorens by himself out in Sunroom, Shazam out in middle, hoping that somebody rotates in that direction, possibly tries to break the vents, and Shazam can get himself a 1 Not looking like it's going to pan out at the moment, as he's going to get in a gunfight against Desi, and he does get the 1 Hits the headshot onto Desi, and this nade will get him unless he moves. He moves out, doesn't matter, Rush is there to clean up, so Glorens 1v4.
Yeah, so a save round here for Tempo Storm, and you know, eLevate just handling it quite easily, not you know, falling prey to any type of eco play from Tempo Storm, and they'll close this out, and they'll actually take the lead for the first time this game, 6-5, winning the last 6 rounds in a row, actually, after having a bit of a poor start. And Tempo Storm putting on some good play on the T side to start off the game. They've started to kind of falter, and I think it really has boiled down to the fact that on some of these gun rounds they've played recently, they've just kind of, like I said, put their all in on one site in the first 10 or 15 seconds of the round, rather than exercising a bit more map control and getting themselves, you know, more options to play with. They just kind of go all in on this one site very early in the round, and yeah, if it works great, but they've been shut down each time they've tried it so far.
Yeah. So now we're into round 12. eLevate is finally taking their first lead of the game. That is going to be 6-5. And just as the Dr. Desmaret prescribed, mid control coming here from Tempo Storm. They're able to work it in. They have 2 players out in mid aggressively at the moment. 3, excuse me. One's into the vents, one's at the backside of headshot, one is still up on the boost, and they're going to try and see if they can get any pushes here coming from eLevate, but eLevate content with sitting back now after that save from Tempo. They don't want to get too aggressive. They want to play this smart, and really really work these angles.
Yeah, they realize what happened here. They know that they had to concede mid control in the midst of all those flashes and smokes and things of that nature. And so they're doing the best thing that you can do in this situation when you don't have mid control. All you can really do is have a guy, which is Rush, kind of watching to make sure they don't slip CT spawn. You just have to play the sites as well as you possibly can with 2 players apiece in each site. And so far, we've had kind of an equal exchange, 4-on-4 to start with. So a bit vulnerable, just 1 player playing there right now, though Rush is kind of pacing back and forth between watching that mid-CT press as well as just kind of playing the truck to help out on the A side as he can. But that bomb is going to be coming into Vince to checkers here soon. But they do have a player in the area here, hiding behind the box. Desi waiting for the perfect time to attack. He steps out, but only finds 1, actually. And so this is still okay for Tempo Storm.
Oh, Rush moves into the side as Storm is going to get taken down. Actually, Rakes will pick up both. Beautiful touchdown grenade. This might get him. Ooh. Yes, it does. That was a big touchdown coming from Roka. He's up top. He will be 1 versus 1 with Shazam. Shazam's got to get over there, get the bomb. He has no time left. He has to get it down now.
He doesn't have enough time to play it.
Not gonna make it.
Yeah, as soon as he picked up the bomb, he only had 2 seconds left. There was just no way to plant there. And you know, good start from Tempo. Good job getting the mid control and putting some pressure on and getting at least an equal trade of that 4-on-4. Then they tried to shift to Vince, and Desi just hiding out behind the box at checkers was able to get 1. But then you saw Ricks come up with a nice play there. I mean, he got the nade kill and a kill on Rush as well. And at that point, you kind of favored Tempo Storm to take the B side, get the bomb down, and have a good shot at winning the round. But that key nade came in, killing Ricks, which got the bomb down. And you know, Tempo Storm didn't execute B until there's about 25 seconds left, so that, you know, ruined everything. Was the bomb planner going down. They got slowed down for too long, and then Ricks got killed, and that was it.
So into round 13, eLevate on a 7 unanswered round streak at the moment. Tempo not being able to put the pieces together just yet. They had 5 good rounds in a row, and then eLevate really adapted well, and they're playing their CT side very strong here. Some rounds getting aggressive, some rounds sitting back, a little bit more playing the angles. It's working out. Oh, that nade. That was a nice nade right there. Could have done a lot more. Went a little far, and XP3 with a beautiful shot to take down Shazam. And that's a rough look if you're Tempo. Your op is off the board, out of the way, and they're going to be up by 1 man. Yeah,
I mean, that's how the things have shifted. I mean, we've been talking about, you know, eLevate winning the last 7 rounds in a row, and part of that has been that Shazam was early on very effective with the op, getting picks at mid, opening up bomb sites at A as well. And here lately, these duels he's been taking at mid, he's been losing in the XP3 recently, and it kind of gives eLevate an early advantage when they do that. But here comes Tempo Storm. Storming the gates of the checkers here. Glorn's getting that entry on the Desi, and Stan following it up as well to kill on the Storm. Rick's catching a Rush as well. So, I mean, all of a sudden, Tempo just getting the entries at the B bomb site. And that early op exchange not mattering, but XP3 on the retake able to find 1. So we're going to have a 3 versus 2 as eLevate attempts to retake here.
And XP3 will get taken down by Stan. Is Stan also going to get the finalizing frag? And he will. 3K for Stan. That will make Tempo get back on the board, stop the drought. Finally, 7 unanswered rounds to bring this game back within 1 as we hit round 14, 7-6 eLevate.
Yeah, I mean, Tempo Storm trying to do what they can to at least make this half respectable. I mean, they had a great start. They just kind of slipped up the last 7 rounds, but they did secure that one there with just a nice B play. There's nothing special about just coming through the vents and being able to get the picks on those B-side players. So just a good job there from Tempo Storm to fight back. But eLevate, you know, they got their 7 rounds on CT side, and they're still looking good. Just being able to come back to what they did in the middle of the first half like that. But Tempo Storm trying to see if they can at least make this, you know, an 8-7 game. You know, make this as close as possible.
Let's see. That's going to be aggressive. Outside Storm in the sunroom outside to be aggressive with a teammate right there. His teammate XP3 will get punished. Steps out with the op. Shazam is able to beat the op this time with an AK headshot, and that will give a 1-man advantage to Tempo Storm. It'll be 4-3 as the rotates coming over from Desi, as Storm is still basically locked in pretty tight here at the sunroom. He might be able to escape. Yeah, he's able to get out of there.
I'm surprised Tempo Storm is still challenging Storm. They know he's isolated at sunroom. They could easily just fall back to A where it's so vulnerable. They know there's only 3 players up, and you have Storm guaranteed lockdown at sunroom at B. So I think if they would have shifted to A a bit faster, they would have had a good chance here, but they kept challenging him, and I guess they finally did force him to fall back in the B site, and now they're going to try to 3v1 him here as eLevate has, you know, noticing their vulnerability to A, shifted their numbers there, and now this may actually work out for Tempo Storm because of that.
Storm is able to get one, can't get the secondary one. Rix will catch him as he tries to cross back from the doorway into the checkered room. Grenade, not quite a touchdown that time for Desi, but Glorens will take him out of the round. And Roka, he's going to be into a hero situation, 1v3, throws a hero grenade, lands some damage, ends up hitting the headshot there onto Rix. Looks again, no one peeking just yet. Hades will be there. And will he get Glorens or Hades? Both of them trading off angles that they're peeking. Glorens is out, Hades goes down, but Glorens on the re-peek to help his teammate will get the frag. That's 7-6, eLevate is up.
Yeah, I mean, eLevate realizing that A was kind of vulnerable, thinking that Tempo may fall back because Storm was locked in Sunroom, rotated their numbers over to A, and Tempo Storm was able to take a 3v1 against Storm over on the B bomb site. Storm only able to get one, so Tempo Storm does get the site. They actually catch Desi rotating Heaven as well, and it comes down to, you know, Roka having to make a crazy hard retake. I mean, there's good crossfire positions there from Hades and Glorens at the end to close the round, and now we have a 7-7 game, very, very close game indeed. But, you know, I think eLevate a little bit still favored here. I mean, they got an appropriate amount of CT rounds. Their T sides are usually quite powerful, usually for 8+. And so I think I still favor them a bit. But Tempo Storm's done a pretty good job here limiting the eLevate CT side.
Yep, looking good so far into the final round of the half. Hades is able to pick up 2. XP3 with the scout in hand will finally trade him out, and that's going to give them the one-man advantage as Storm, XP3, and Desi will be on the retake attempts here at A. Desi with only a deagle and head armor, XP3 with the scout and body armor, Storm with the only player on CT side with an absolute full buy, and Desi's going to be the first one up. Can he hit the deagle shot? He hits the first one as Stan's able to hit 2. Now it's all going to be up to Storm. Jumps his way in the sight, and Shazam in A main will remove him from the round. That will be 8-7 in favor of Tempo Storm.
Right, yeah, so Tempo Storm starting out with the victory, at least as far as the half goes. They're getting 8 rounds on T side, so quite well done there from Tempo Storm for sure. They had a huge lead. eLevate brought it back, winning, you know, 6 in a row, and then Tempo Storm able to close out the last couple of rounds there to at least secure the half victory. But now we flip sides, and the last time these two teams met on Cash, it was eLevate from the T side being able to score 11 rounds in the first half, and that was a lot of the reason why they were able to have such a dominant 16-5 victory. And that game was based on, you know, pretty much all their rounds coming from the T side, 11 of them. So now this is the thing: can Tempo Storm be more successful holding off the eLevate T side, which is generally pretty strong on this map? That's going to be the key to whether or not they can actually close out this game with the small lead that they have.
eLevate here in the first round of second half, opting to go directly out mid, up over the boost. They're going to force their way towards the A-bomb site, and they have 3 of the counter-terrorists. 4 of the counter-terrorists are going to be at the truck at the moment. Free bomb site for the taking as Rush will take down Hades. That's going to be a 5 versus 4. Bomb going to get planted, and CT's caught well out of position here. Not able to hold this down. Rix with a beautiful shot, though, out mid to remove Desi. And that's going to make it a 4-on-4. 4 CTs will be on the retake. Here comes the push into the bomb site. Stan's going to eat a little bit of their own fire. He gets a nice angle. Rix and Stan both pick up frags. Roka's left in the back of the bomb site. Only 4 HP, and he easily gets mopped up. And that was an amazing retake from Tempo Storm. That makes it 7-9. Tempo.
Yeah, it was big there. I mean, yeah, they did get caught all by truck, which gave up the free site for the plant, but it at least kept their players alive to have a strong retake presence, and they just kind of marched in there getting all the frags. You know, the eLevate had a double quad set up, a guy A main, so some decent positioning, but it was just Tempo Storm able to kind of wreck their way through and get all the kills, and they secure their second pistol round of the game. So if they can not get eco'd, that'll be kind of that 6-0, basically, between pistols and anti-ecos, which is huge. I mean, that's, you know, a big portion of the round you need to win the game. 6 rounds right there, just off winning pistols alone. So, crazy stuff.
So into round 17, eLevate will be trying to force their way into A. Once again, Hades is right there with the Bison. Rix is there on the highway, able to pick up 3. Can he get the final? And he will grab it onto XP3. 4K for Rix. And that is going to put Tempo Storm to 10 rounds over eLevate with 7.
Yes, I mean, a save round there from eLevate, just trying to run into the A-bomb site and just got caught mostly by Rix with the quad kill there. And so once again, Tempo Storm you know, avoiding anything. But I mean, the whole reason for that was because eLevate knew they were going to get this full buy in the third round. They got the bomb plant in the first round rather than invest any money on second round like you sometimes see on first round losses from Tees when they get the Tech 9s and ARM and all that good stuff. With that bomb plant, they just sat back, saved their cash, and now they have a full buy here with AKs across the board. And as you can see, Tempo Storm, no SMGs left because of that. I mean, they went straight to M4s and FAMASs. They knew this was coming. And so we'll just have to see how this basically first rifle round in the second half works out. There's a lot of mid-control here from eLevate to kick things off. They love to do this. Oh, but Shazam hiding sandbags the whole time. They never cleared it.
Yeah, nobody really took a look for Shazam. He goes down.
And now Lawrence is hiding back checkers, and he could catch these guys off guard too, that are kind of walking in the B right now.
Shazam looking like he's going to grab another one. No, XP3 will take him down. And that will be a beautiful headshot there from XP3 to make this a 4-on-4. Can Glorens make this happen? And he's perfect so far in the back. XP3's on top. Roka's there looking for him. Doesn't matter. Glorens will get a secondary frag out of it. And XP3 and Desi get those frags to make this a 2-on-2. So eLevate trying to come back on this early buy as XP3 will be the last one left now. He's nope, not going to get flanked through the vents. He's going to be stuck in checkers for the moment. It'll be Rix and Hades both with 100 HP versus XP3 with only 81.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of time left either. He's trying to fall back, but he gets caught this knife out from Hades, trying to make a play, and then Hades pinched him off well there. And so, good play from Tempo Storm. A lot of it just comes from eLevate not clearing their spots. I mean, they get a lot of mid-control. They try to send a player up highway for intel, but forget to clear sandbag. Shazam gets a surprise kill there. And then Glorens, just hiding behind the box at checkers, able to pop off 2 frags before going down. So just kind of eLevate being a bit careless on checking some of the main spots you need to worry about, you know, the hiding spots, so to speak. Lose 3 of their players off of just that alone. And then that's kind of detrimental to you winning around when you lose 3 players off of kind of ninja plays like that.
So into round 19, Tempo Storm with a slightly commanding lead at the moment. They're going to be up by a few rounds here, 4 to be exact. And eLevate would like to try and get a bomb plant, but it's not looking like it's going to be in the cards for him in this round, as Shazam out middle with the MP in hand is able to pick up 2. Rix will take 1 down. That's going to be Roka out of the Roka room, and now Rush all by himself, 1 versus 5, able to take down Rix. Can he keep it going? Nope. Shazam with a 3K onto the round makes it 12 to 7. Tempo is up.
Yeah, so Tempo has done really well here. They've won, you know, the pistol, they avoided the ecos, and they win, you know, the opening gun round. And so now it's, you know, a 4-0 start of the second half to take the lead now to 12-7. So eLevate, you know, known for their strong T-sides in this map, off to a rough start, but they will get full AKs across the board here. They have a couple of Molotovs as well. They'll likely use these to clear out the A bomb site, or maybe to clear vents to try to get mid-control. Not really sure. You do see Tempo Storm mollying the boost spot and putting Shazam in position with the op to try to counter any boost play there. As you do see eLevate, you know, sending Desi alone on a solo mission at B. He did spot 1 checkers, but falls back. He's getting some information here. Roka, from his infamous squeaky door room, able to get that initial pick on the Hades at A, though. And that's huge. You know, getting a free kill like that, having a 5 versus 4 on the T side this early in the round, that's so hard to deal with as a CT team.
Yeah, definitely. Hades getting dropped down, and Roka able to get some traction there. Picks up his second. Shazam will trade him out, though, as he pushed his way up highway. Now he's going to be the lone man defending the A bomb site. It will be a 4 versus 3. As 2 of those CTs going to be hanging out over towards the B bomb site, just waiting to see if anyone's going to get aggressive on top of them. But it doesn't look like eLevate's really, yeah, now they're actually going to split their way through mid into the checkered room through the vents and then explode into the B-bomb site. Hopefully get one of these frags and trade out the other if they're able to and finally get things rolling here. But Lawrence stacked up his head. Yeah, he gets spotted. They look for it.
Yeah, they knew that there was a second player on the site too because they spot him boosted. And now it's going to be up to Shazam. Just a 1 versus 4 with the op from Heaven. He does spot 1 cross, but now he's getting fired out of Heaven. And I think he'll just now fall back and save this op. So good job there from eLevate. I mean, Roka just being able to get those 2 early kills from the squeaky room. That's his stomping grounds. He loves to play that position. He can be so annoying in that position. In fact, I think he's probably one of the best NA players to play that spot on T side. I think Shroud probably another big name to think about on Cloud9. It usually plays that spot as well. And it can just be, it just is so distracting when you have to constantly worry about that guy spamming you and peeking out and such.
Yeah, it's going to be a good bomb plan, though, from eLevate. Shazam's going to be the last one left. Oh, he might get pushed. Doesn't matter. Desi's not quick enough. And Shazam should be able to exit this round and stay alive. No one's going to be able to push onto him quick enough to take him down. So that is going to give eLevate a round that will make it 8-12 Tempo Storm.
Yeah, so eLevate trying to see if they can't get back in this game. Tempo was off to a great start in the second half, winning pistol, avoiding the saves, winning the opening rifle round, and getting that 4-0 start. And then you see eLevate finally able to steal a round back here and stay in this game, as once again they're looking to see if they can get some mid control here. They don't spot that aggression. Yeah, not spotting Stan, who's just playing the edge of the smoke, and he's going to be patient too, waiting for more to step out. It's such patient play there from Stan, turning, if he would have, been too greedy, he would have probably only gotten one frag, but just holding back, waiting for him to keep pushing. Dude gets two. Roka trying to recover from his infamous squeaky door spot. He will get one pick here into the A-bomb site, but Hades will X him out, leaving XP3 all alone here in a 1 versus 3, and this is going to be very difficult.
XP3 gets mopped up at the end of the round. 3K for Stan on the rotate, that beautiful push out mid to get aggressive, using the smoke to his advantage. And as Dust just talked about, very patient play coming from him. Instead of firing right off the bat, waits for a few to get in view, make sure he's going to be safe. Ends up taking down 2 on the rotate into A up highway. Gets that 3rd frag, and Tempo Storm will be up 13-8. And very, very broken buy coming from eLevate. That
was so unfortunate. If Desi would have peeked out about maybe a second or two earlier, he would have actually spotted Stan walking into that smoke. So it's just an unfortunate timing there for eLevate, but good smart play from Stan as well, just being so patient. And as you can see, a broken buy, as you said, from eLevate, and they've already suffered 2 casualties, and Tempo Storm walking away, not completely unscathed. Glorns did take a lot of heat, but they still do have now a 5-on-2. And so Tempo Storm looking like they might coast themselves to a 14-8. And in all honesty, the money, not good. It was reset because of that one round that was won by eLevate. And then they kind of just forced what they could here. They're definitely full saving next round. There's no doubt about it. So this could be a quick map point for Tempo. Yeah, what a turn of events compared to the last time they played this map against each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tempo Storm not playing very well against eLevate, and now eLevate having some struggles here as Rix will force his way through A main all the way around to look towards mid, able to take down Storm. That's going to be bomb down. Desi will have to rotate on top of it, and that's only going to leave in this round Desi alive. Shazam going to be the close one if Shazam gets the frag, and he will. That's a team ace. Every player from Tempo Storm getting a frag that round, and that will be Tempo Storm up 14-8, 2 rounds in a row for them, so not a good loss bonus for eLevate.
No, not at all. I mean, they got their reset 2 rounds ago, and so they only brought in $1,900 this round, and a lot of them were bought down to 0 on that kind of broken buy they just put together. So, yeah, they're definitely hurting here. And, in fact, they're still not even going to have a great buy next round either, in all honesty. I mean, yeah, it'll be enough, but it really won't be that to get, like Galil armor nades or something like that. Maybe AK armor, very little nades, but it's still definitely no op going to be able to come into play, and it's going to be a rough time for them, that's for sure. And on the same side, Tempo, their economy wasn't the best either, but they had a flawless victory that round, so no guns were dropped, no rebuying needed, and that makes it even harder for eLevate to work against Tempo as their economy is going to be building up.
Oh man, it's gonna be rough. Tempo Storm should easily be able to pick this up against the ecoing eLevate, put them on match point, and then man, yeah, as you said, there's gonna be no ops. Yeah, there's going to be no ops coming out, and Rix will open it up. He's quickly traded out, though, so maybe eLevate might be able to get something going, but Hades will drop Roka, and Glorans at the back of Checkered once again will pick up Storm. That will make it 2-3, so there's a chance here. Desi does have a rifle in his hands. Can he remove Hades? He will. Bomb site A will be completely open, now into a 2-on-2. XP3 has not gained himself a rifle yet, but Stan will take Desi down. And that is going to leave XP3 all by himself with head armor, the bomb, and a Tech 9 in hand.
He'll get the plant, though, actually.
Oh, the CT's going to be.
I mean, I kind of like this. They realize that giving up a bomb plant's not that big of a deal. Well, actually, it kind of is, because that helps out eLevate a load to be able to buy next round to get this bomb plant, actually. But at the same time, if you're Tempo, in a situation like this, you'd rather just stick together. Make sure you can win the round.
Yeah, definitely. So XP3 will put it down. They have the best opportunity of retaking this 2v1, and so they're going to go for it, both rotating through the truck, trying to make their way into the bomb site. They're going to throw some Molotovs down, trying to burn out. Stan is right there. His gun will get spotted. He gets taken down. Glorans will do a ton of damage. Repeat incoming from XP3. Can't get the shots off, and Glorans will take him down. So match point coming for Tempo Storm, but eLevate did force rebuys. Doesn't really matter at this moment because Tempo Storm's economy is great. They did get a bomb plant, which is more important to them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was huge. That actually gets them from what would have been kind of a tight buy to having a full comfortable buy. You know, being able to get all the nades that you want, AKs across the board, head armor across the board. So, I mean, that bomb plant was huge. But at the same time, no mistake made by Tempo Storm. Like I said, make sure you win the round. You know, stack together. Yeah, maybe you make sure maybe you do concede a bomb plant and you give them money to buy the next round, but you also guarantee yourself getting the map point by playing together as a unit rather than giving, you know, him 2 1-versus-1s, an opportunity to win the round. But Stanislaw pressing mid garage, gets the bomb down, gets the kill on Stormin. I like it. Not getting greedy, falls back immediately. And on top of this, there's some aggressive play in A main taking place as well here from Hades, who also has not been spotted yet, and he will also find a frag. So, man, oh man, Tempo Storm just kind of picking them apart here with some of this aggression.
Yeah, Desi will answer, able to get 2 actually, even things out at a 3-on-3, so eLevate not out of the shit. XP3 got bricks right above him, gets him on the jump. XP3 unlucky there, not looking in the right direction. Hades steps out, can he get 2 in A main? Only able to get 1, so Stan is going to be left fighting here. 14 HP, only body armor, and eLevate is looking like they might stay alive for another round unless Stan can get some huge damage off the grenade. Doesn't really do much.
With 14 HP, this would be insane. I mean, he would literally just have to flank A main and no one pay attention to it and get a free frag off of it.
He's got 1 right there.
Yeah, XP3's not paying attention. Yeah.
Oh,
the patience. He wants to see if he can spot the other player.
Good play there, and he's going to be able to spot him, and he's going to be able to
What a good play from Stan.
1 versus 2.
Because here's the deal. Him being so patient like that with that kill on XP3, think about it. It gives security to Roka. He doesn't think that he has to play that tied up on the quad box.
Yeah.
See, here's the deal. If Stan doesn't get that close to XP3 before he kills him from further away. Roka plays tight on the quad box. Doesn't expose him. Yeah, exactly. So because he walked up, he made it to where as soon as he killed XP3, he can immediately kill quad, which is one of the most common post-plant spots, before Roka can react and get into a tighter, you know, positioning up against the quad box. So, God, that was such a smart play from Stan.
Yeah.
That really was just a crazy
one of the better crossfires. Having 1 in A main, 1 at the quad box. Good crossfire. If they try and push, get aggressive onto that quad player, the A main player has the ability to try and shoot that guy pushing into the site unless he's smoked off. But it was only going to be a 1v2, so they didn't really expect that too bad. Otherwise, he could have forced out through the smoke. Didn't work that way, and Stan with the hero 1 versus 2 to take map number 1.
Yeah, that was really cool. Just like a really smart play, like I said, from Stan in that clutch situation. To be so patient, make sure he can peek quad immediately after the first kill to not give Roka a chance to react, and that was big. That was a really smart play there from him to close out the game then and there. You know, what a turnaround of events for Tempo Storm, who definitely struggled against eLevate on this map over at the ESL ESEA League, and to be able to, you know, turn it up here. You know, the first half had a great start. Yeah, did struggle for a bit towards the end, but got enough rounds. And then, I mean, their CT side was just loads better this time around in comparison to the last time these two teams met on Cash. I mean, just the aggression for one. Stan, you know, there was 2 different rounds where he played aggressive mid and got a 2K. Then of course he had that clutch there at the end as well, based off of, like, you know, that flank. So you know, some aggressive plays here. Hades was being aggressive in A main, getting kills. You saw, and also just maybe at times eLevate being careless, not clearing all their spots, and then, you know, getting surprised by Shazam playing sandbags mid, or Glorance playing behind the box at checkers, or just whatever. They're just getting caught off guard by the aggression and also some of the ninja plays, so to speak, by Tempo Storm.
Yeah, Tempo Storm looking very good onto map number 1. I didn't expect that at all. I thought we would go 1-1 with Tempo Storm being able to pick up Cobble, but they took map number 1 right out of the clutches of eLevate, and it's looking like we might have a 2-0 here in favor of Tempo Storm if they can play as good on Cobble as they did against formerly known as Synergy, now known as affNity. But affNity really had no practice on the map, and eLevate is a team that has a little bit of playtime on Cobble. So it's going to be curious, how much has Tempo Storm actually practiced Cobble, and what can they put up against eLevate on it?